Hey, this is Bobby from Fusion South, and as part of what we're doing with all this video stuff and the social media stuff, we're talking to some of our NoFizz Charlotte participants here that have done this challenge for 30 days and are still continuing the No Soda Challenge. Today, we have Lelia King with us, and she's going to talk a little bit about NoFizz. So Lelia, tell us a little bit, first off, how did you get started with the NoFizz Challenge?
You know, I think I just got started through some mutual friends and kind of saw, I remember following a few of the conversations that were happening when you guys were kind of coming up with the name, and you know, giving up soda was something that I had already sort of thought about, and you know, I just decided to take it on as my own personal challenge too, and kind of join everyone that was on Twitter.
So I guess the first question everybody wants to know is, how tough was it? Like, where did you start? How many sodas were you drinking? And what was it like giving it up?
Before it started, I probably was only 1 or 2 a day, which I think for a lot of people is a lot, but for some that were participating, that was pretty tame. So, and it was really hard at first, just to, you know, I think it was almost the ritual of cracking one open and having it with you. But I just went out and bought some water and my Brita filter pitcher and had that with me all day, so it kind of changed my routine. And really after probably 5 days or so, it wasn't very difficult anymore.
What did you notice, I guess, what was the first physical thing you noticed? After you gave up soda, what was the first benefit?
Honestly, I think sleeping was I think I usually had one in the evening, and I just noticed immediately that it was easier to fall asleep, and I kind of felt like I was in a little bit better pattern with my sleeping, and of course just I do yoga, and I could just tell that I was better hydrated for that class every week that I go to. So just little things like that too.
Now what about the people around you? I know obviously you just moved here, so you had some stressful stuff anyways. What about like your husband, family members? Have you involved them? How did they react when you were doing this?
I think my husband was surprised. He didn't really understand why I really was, because I really did keep with it for 30 days. And he was saying to me, like, you know, nobody's going to know. It doesn't, like, are you really going to do this? And I said, yeah, because it's kind of like, I am being held accountable by this group. And I do want to participate in this, you know, as a personal challenge as well. And he didn't do it with me, but at the end of it, he was, you know, I think he was proud that I could do something small but helpful.
So this ended like 3, almost 4 weeks ago. Have you had one since then?
I did. I had, I think I told you that I had, it wasn't a Sprite, it was that citrusy, what is that
Sierra Mist, something like that?
Yeah, something like that. At a party that weekend, and honestly I had it and I was like really excited, and then it really wasn't that special. It was kind of, then I kind of felt like, oh man, I just had those extra calories, and you know, I thought about it, and since then, you know, I've probably had a couple, but it's definitely made me think about it more, and it's brought a lot more moderation to probably what was bad before.
What was your biggest takeaway? I guess part of what we did obviously was give out a lot of information about soda and stuff. What was your biggest takeaway from the whole month?
I really did like going back to the site and reading some of the facts that you were giving out about soda. I always drink diet soda, so I know that some of the facts about calories and stuff, I would think, well, that's not the problem with diet soda. But then when you started bringing some of that into, it was just informative, and I think I would retweet you sometimes and just talk, you know, because it was just so interesting how soda can affect you day to day.
Yeah. So what, I guess, if somebody, for example, was looking to start the NoFizz thing tomorrow, what would you say to them? If they're just starting out, they're scared or they're nervous, what's a good piece of advice?
I think just to make sure that you stick with it for that first 3 or 4 days, understanding that that'll be difficult, and just have a lot of water on hand so that it's easy to grab. And then, and really after that time, it's not very hard. So, and just to look forward to the challenge.
Cool. Very good. Well, that's one NoFizz Charlotte participant's personal story about this. I guess to leave you guys with a tip for today, it's the middle of summer in Charlotte, and this sounds really simple, but it's really, really hot outside. So drink water. Make sure you're super hydrated before you go out. Try to avoid going out. Right now it's 2:11 when we're filming this, so try to avoid going out around this time. If you can, go out at 6 or 7 p.m. at night. Avoid the heat, avoid the potential dehydration, and stay healthy. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.